It was a small celebration with his closest strategist after the inaugural bash, with thousands of rank-and-file supporters and 3 Hollywood actors. President Gingrich tapped the play button on a boom box, and the funkalicious drum-bass groove of Gotta Stay on Top by the Foaming Ferrets filled the war room of his K Street campaign headquarters. Cheers, howls, and whistles erupted from the 4 men and 2 women surrounding the president. Vice President Sarah Palin, Secretary of State to be Bobby Jindal, Treasury Secretary to be Grover Norquist, Chief of Staff Tobias Sotheby, and Press Secretary Candace Bell-True took crystal flutes of bubbly as the grinning president handed them across the table upon which so many battle plans had been hatched. When Gingrich came to Norwood Polbane, Executive Director of the American Moral Values Coalition, the Baptist pastor waved the president off. "No thank you, Newt," he said. "I'll just have some apple juice or bottled water." "Come on, Woody," the president implored. "Loosen up the bow tie. It's cutting off oxygen to the reptilian pleasure center in your brain. Free the lizard! Look at what we've done! We've extinguished 8 long years of hell's sulfurous fires. The long Obama nightmare is over. It's time to drop pretense." Sarah Palin chugged the Dom Perignon and screamed, "It's time to drop trowel! Drop trowel now! Moon the Baraki Bammy Owama!" Polbane turned away and covered his ears with his hands to ward off the vice president's loud, shrill exhortation. On a powerful downbeat, the Foaming Ferrets' lyrics kicked in.
Gotta shoot high in the sky, hard like a hammer, never ask why. Go the distance, take what I want, never lose, I'm a winner.
And Gingrich conducted each syllable with a staccato wag of his index finger. Palin began to twirl maniacally around the room, her head bobbing to the beat in unbridled joy, her hips gyrating like an industrial taffy machine, her convulsive jazz hands flying skyward, her raving flamenco feet stomping atop 6-inch purple Prada platforms. Polbane, having never seen anything like this and praying to God that he never would again, transferred his hands from his ears to his eyes. Gingrich laughed at the pastor's reticence and rectitude, then fluttered up his own hands and shimmied over next to the vice president. Palin's skin-tight wool skirt hugged her beauty pageant curves like shrink wrap. Gingrich, filling out his own worsted with no room to spare, tried heroically to synchronize his greasy swiveling with hers. When their plush backsides touched, as they were destined to do, sparks literally flew as static electricity discharged. "Yeah," Grover Norquist yelled, "our new energy policy." "Drill hard, drill deep, drill often," Bobby Jindal shouted. Candace Bell-True glared at the former governor, thinking the comment was a crude triple-double entendre. Then she realized it must have been a reference to policy, given Jindal's record of support for oil production despite offshore disasters. Responding to the encouragement, Gingrich cut loose with an androidal robot move that resembled an oil rig roughneck trying to unfreeze his aching backbone. Polbane sneaked a peek and was punished with an eyeful of crinkum-crankum mayhem. A rueful thought occurred. This is the candidate I supported? That my church supported? Watching Gingrich and Palin undulate like lava lamps in a squalid hippie apartment, Polbane considered apologizing to his congregation. No, he decided, it's done, and at least Newt is a man, and he's white, although he certainly seems to have a lot of natural rhythm. Besides, I'll get some sermons out of this little spectacle. A title popped into Polbane's head. Will you heed the call of the Lord or the booty? Apparently the pastor's agitated, labyrinthine subconscious had tapped into the room's sweaty vibrations and sent out a signal. The vice president scooted away from Gingrich and grabbed Polbane's hand. Or did he offer it? Her flesh was sensuously supple and warmly welcoming. "Come on, Woody," she said. "Dance with me. Let's work it for the Lord." Oh God, a severe test. Which call will you heed? Which call? Pulbane knew he must break away, flee to his perfectly pious place. What was happening? The pastor felt a white-hot wave of confusion mussing up his full head of jet-black hair. Huh? No, that was not confusion, it was snakes. Huh? No, that was not snakes, it was the vice president's slithering fingers. Pulbane bowed his head and prayed, Lord, lead us not into temptation. But the vice president grabbed the pastor by the ears and delivered his face unto evil, pressing it against the thin layer of soft silk covering only the bottom half of her bouncing bosom.
Lightning bolt, 10,000 volts, running wild, sowing my oats.
Suddenly the song's lyrics put a new fear into the palpitating pastor. Electrocution! 10,000 volts of the Lord's lightning might soon be blasting through his synapses, which were already exploding without any assistance as he thought about the special friend who had once sampled his oats. Unleashing the feral feline inside, Palin growled and hissed at Pulbane, alternating between low and high frequencies that made the pastor's skin crawl and sizzle. When he could not take the emotional whipsaw any longer, he broke down in a fit of 1 Corinthians terror and shrieked like a scared little girl in a haunted house. Then Pulbane bolted from the room as if he were trying to outrun Ichabod Crane. "I love this song!" President Gingrich screamed. When the bumping bass line faded out, Vice President Palin sank her claws into an imaginary side of wildebeest and said, "Anybody else want to dance?"